Yeah.
Hey, this is Joe Castiglione, and you're listening to Not Another Sox Podcast. Can you believe it?
Yankees suck! Yankees suck!
Buenos noches, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Not Another Sox Podcast. I am Jack Webster, here with our producer, Ian Doran, coming at you live from Providence, Rhode Island. Fellas, we are terrible. The season's over. I hate this team.
Jack, you forget the name of the podcast?
I was like doing something else because I was tweeting.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, the shortened intro kind of gets you, but good news about the shortened intro is, it's original.
Yeah, no, we save so much more time with this intro talking about the Sox now.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about listening to this whole long thing. We got your TikTok brain, Gen Z rot. Like, we are catering to you. In fact, and we are introducing on the left side of the screen Temple Run.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I wasn't ready for this. Hold on. Oh, I died.
Oh,
Bummer.
man,
I ran into the temple.
Oh, man, yeah, you didn't run fast enough.
A wonderful week in Red Sox baseball. I had a great time.
One
How
of the
about
weeks,
yourself?
yeah.
What do you mean one of the weeks?
If
You
this
miss
is-
winning
it-
every single fucking time. You
I
greedy,
do. I am greedy. Yeah.
capitalist fucking bullshit.
I know it was a good week. I know we won more games than we lost. We're right there in the wild card and still in the division race. I wish we won today.
Well, I mean,
Like,
it
would
was
have just
close.
been like the cherry on top. But that's baseball, baby.
That's
And we'll get to the
baseball.
whole series and everything.
Yeah, we
but
got a lot to
Of course,
talk
like
about.
if you're watching live or you're watching last night, this is what's most recent. It's in your brain. That's why you're listening. But still, it kind of reminds you have to take a look at the big picture of everything. Losing a series sucks, especially to a bad team like the A's. But you won 9 series in a row. You've won fucking 32-5 or whatever over your last 37 or
Yeah.
whatever. So if this is the worst that we have it, no, it isn't, because it was way worse before.
Yeah, everyone knows the exact date that it was terrible, June 24th, because what happened after that? Whole bunch of winning.
Yeah.
All kinds of good kind of winning went on. Swept the Yankees in 4, turned everything
What?
around. Does it make you feel better to know that of all the baseball
suck.
teams out
so
there,
fucking bad.
of all the baseball teams out there, that the only team currently that has partnered with Polymarket is the New York Yankees?
Yeah, Fork, Kitchen, Joe
Yeah.
Biden, DC.
DC. The evil empire
sounds
gets
about
even
right.
worse.
I'm very glad that we don't have to cater to any like gambling overlords or anything like that,
Yeah.
where we are not trying to shove a parlay down your throat or
No.
being like, oh, the negative 500 on this is a safe bet. Shut up. Shut up.
Go to your room. Looking at the Yankees are currently 66-52. They beat the Braves in the easiest win for the Braves the other night. That was really fucking annoying to me.
Yeah.
But if we're looking at the Red Sox record after this incredible run, we're at 64-53. And
Still insane to think about.
Yes.
Like, I know every single Red Sox podcast has talked about this for the last month and a half, but, like, truly insane to, like, see yourselves 10 games above 500.
Right.
When 2 months ago, not even, we were 10 games below 500. So a 20-game swing in that span, and it's good. I like it. Yeah,
It
we
is.
we should just do that constantly, in my opinion.
We're in a very, very healthy position to hold that wild card spot. So looks like a playoff team unless everything explodes, which, knock on wood. We have some exciting rehabs coming down the pipeline. Hopefully that helps. Also makes me feel better that we only saw the pot on Lansdowne 500 meme once this entire year. And
No,
it's
technically
'cause-
twice. The second game of the season.
Okay.
And then, like, the 85th game of the season.
Okay,
Yeah.
lovely. Well, 86th.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it has to be an even number?
Yeah, it was probably like the 94th. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Doesn't matter what the actual number is, folks.
no, I love that it was in the rear view, right? When we had seen that, we had gotten back to 500, and we haven't seen it since. Let's hope that trend continues because very healthy playoff team. I'm psyched about it. What stood out to you this week, if anything in particular, before we get into the nitty gritty of the games and how the team is playing?
I feel like this was the most baseball week of baseball in baseball history.
Okay.
Yeah. This was just, so much baseball being played in these baseball games. And sometimes the baseball is good, and sometimes the baseball is bad.
By the way, fuck you. Fuck yourself. Fuck you.
Baseball.
What are you wearing tonight, you fucking asshole?
Baseball.
Is that a baseball shirt?
Yeah, no, this is a OG Colt 45's jersey. Number 24. I believe it's supposed to be Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer. And I got the dogs out. Yeah, this is for free only for the live viewers and for people watching on YouTube. We got the dogs right here. We are showing
Put your
them
toes
off.
away.
Yeah, no, this is what the people are paying money for, even though this is free.
You're
content.
getting paid money.
Yeah, this is what we call a preview, folks.
Hold on.
DM me for more.
Hold on, let me go on Polymarket and make a bet that you're going to show your dogs on the live
Yeah,
episode.
no, absolutely.
Little piggies.
We'll get on there with the Yankees and their parlays and fraud, probably fraud in there somewhere, if I had to imagine.
Well, it's not regulated, so it's
Yeah.
not insider trading, but it is.
What? Oh, man, this unregulated market might have some flaws.
Yeah, right back to baseball. So, White Sox series was good. We've been canceled.
Makes sense. I am very surprised.
We're being
that did
sued
not
by
happen before.
Polymarket forever.
Okay, well, I doubt they're going to last for another 3 years, so.
Yeah, I think there's legislation coming down the pipeline. But again, baseball podcast,
Is it?
51% baseball podcast, 48% Yankees hate podcast, 1% woke liberal agenda.
I think it's more than that. We got Bulbasaur here.
We got Bulbasaur here live in the chat. We have our friend Zach in the chat as well saying, OMG, I saw these guys at Fenway. Was that you?
I think it was Bulbasaur.
Das you.
Yeah, I think he saw Bulbasaur.
Das
Yeah.
you. Well, why don't we start by getting into what looks good with this team right now? Obviously, a very exciting White Sox series sweep, and the game of the year was snuck in there as well. Who pitched that first game for us? Sandoval did. Do you like Sandoval?
I am pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
When we signed him 2 years ago and we knew that they were going to do this whole rigmarole with him coming back off of injury and him probably maybe coming back for the end of 25, and then, it was somewhat in flummox for the beginning of 26, and now we finally have him. We're finally seeing kind of more what he actually is, where we've had even some good outings and some where he's adjusting and everything, but now that we're 5-6 plus games in and the leash is a little bit more off for a veteran starting pitcher like this, I'm really hoping that we see him go a bit deeper in games, especially since a lot of the bullpen's going to be taxed with Tolley and Bennett on pitch limit restrictions, going
Right.
throughout the rest of the way, and we'll see what they do with Brian Bayo too. But for Patrick Sandoval to step up and be a better option than probably a lot of the guys at the trade deadline even
Right.
says a lot. And hey, who knows if he's worth the $20 million or $25 million that you ended up paying for him, but when that doesn't really matter when you're the Boston Red Sox and you're getting production out of him right now, I'm very happy. And he doesn't have to be the ace like he kind of was on the Angels. He just has to be a solid 4 or 5 for
high
us.
bar.
Yeah.
High bar. Ace on the Angels.
Yeah.
The bar is in fucking hell for that one. But do you think maybe part of the reason why they didn't acquire a starter at the deadline is because you just got Sandoval back, who is just starting his baseball season and just coming back from, a year and a half, 2 years of rest at this point? Do you think Sandoval's one of the reasons they didn't acquire another starting pitcher?
I still would have liked them to, even with Sandoval in the mix of everything, because you do have Bayo that can give you a lot of length and depth, and Eric Miller can give you more than one inning, which we saw on Thursday, which I'm sure we'll get to as well.
Yep.
But I feel like, kind of like I just mentioned with Tolley and Bennett, and even Sandoval, you have to keep an eye out, to some degree, for him coming back from an injury and workloads and everything. And then even, hey, Sonny Gray's still old. I mean, yeah.
Technically, true.
I still count on him to make starts. We've known Ranger has some health injury here and there. So I feel like I would have liked another starter because we're really starting to see that pitching depth go a little thin, where you are having Raymond Burgos and Seth Martinez have to come up and pitch actual innings for this team.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine, but, once you start hitting the stretch and these guys are going to be used all the time, that's when it's really going to show, and hopefully you have maybe Tanner Houck or Cutter Crawford or Johan Oviedo give you anything, but I'm not sure you can really depend on that either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get anything from them this year. I'm also not really watching them to see if we get anything from them this year. Like, the rotation I'm looking at right now is kind of the rotation I'd expect.
And Garrett Crochet in there, too.
Yeah, we're going to get Crochet, who...
Knock on wood. We don't know.
Knock on wood, right. But I am hopeful and also would imagine that they don't throw him in there to, start and pitch 7-8 innings. They're gonna,
which they basically said they weren't.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to use him as a demon out of the pen, which they did with Price, which they did with Sale, which, Dodgers did with Bueller a few years ago. We're using Bayo as a guy out of the pen right now. So Crochet coming back is a guy who's going to eat maybe 2 innings in a playoff game really, really well. And I think I'm okay with that. It's a matter of getting from here to October with probably the 4 current options that you have in Gray, Suarez, Sandoval, and Tolley.
And Ranger. All right, you did say Suarez, yeah.
Yeah.
You do have 5 guys in there. Gray, Ranger,
Sandoval, Tolley, Bennett. You're right.
Yeah, so there are 5 dudes in there, and Bayo too. So you do have a 6th guy in there.
Just in case.
But yeah, if anything starts to break on that, then you're in actual trouble.
Yeah.
And you don't know, that might be the case. Hopefully everything's fine. These guys come back and you are in a good spot for October. But you can never count on it. I am going to be bold. I'm going to be very brave.
Be bold, yes.
And I'm just going to say it. You can never have too much pitching. We thought we came into the year with a lot of pitching, and you can never have too much of it. And I know this is a very novel thought for me, and I know I'm probably the first person to say it even, but yeah, having a lot of pitching is good.
What the fuck?
You think so? I'm
brave.
Brave.
I'm brave.
Brave, bold take. Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to think of the best way to respond to that because, we also have traded away our depth in the minor leagues. You might have some reinforcements coming, but I feel like we get to this kind of point in the Red Sox series a lot in recent years is you rely on having a starting 5, and you're like, awesome. Nothing can go wrong. This starting 5 is going to be perfect. They're going to get us to October. It's going to be great. And then, 3 weeks later, oh no. We had no backup plan for some reason, so on, right? So I would agree with you that if you lose any of your current guys, maybe you get Bayo to slot in there with or without an opener, knock on wood, but it's getting a little scary. We're teetering on the edge of pitching health. So
bullpen looks great apart from today. But, that.
Even today they were fine, right? 4 runs isn't awesome, but gave up 4 runs through the span of 9 innings in the span of already having won 9 in a row.
Yeah. If you score 5 runs, nobody cares.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So, bullpen
it's
looks
more the way that it
awesome.
happened. Yeah.
Well, why?
But you know what? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's actually get to the first game of the White Sox series.
Sandoval had a good start, right? Sandoval has been pleasantly surprising for what you got out of him. You had a Durbin slam in there.
Yeah, in the first inning, just set the tone. 5-0, Duran homer 6-0, and that game was over then. Like it's very rare that you see the Red Sox score that early and then just give it up with that bullpen nowadays. And we just kept putting it on. Don't even need to go through the whole box score and everything in this one.
I don't think so. I mean, it was a pounding.
Yeah,
We took the White Sox
14-2 final, and Brian Bayo just pitching the last 3 innings of the game.
Yeah,
getting that old-fashioned save. Getting
yep.
that old-fashioned 3-inning save. And now we have 4 separate guys that have done it on this team this year. After
and 2
everything,
this
yeah.
week, which isn't a lot, but kind of weird that it happened twice,
weird
right?
that it happened twice. Yeah.
I also want to make one thing very, very clear, because I've seen a lot of doom around it. You could not pay me to give a fuck about Jordan Hicks. You just could not pay me to care
my God.
about anything Jordan Hicks is doing. He's doing good this year. Wonderful. Could not fucking care less.
No, and the fact that David Sandlin, we like David Sandlin.
Yeah.
He's responded to us. We almost had him on at one point. Maybe we'll have him on in
Who's
the future.
over at Pot on Lansdowne?
Who's over at Bon on Lansdowne.
Total
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, total dude. Very much cheering for him, but he has not exactly been great for them. And then the guy that you got back for them, Gage Zeal, I believe pitched 6 shutout innings in Worcester the other day.
Okay.
so
he's becoming
you
an
might
option?
actually have like somebody that you rate above both of those guys there.
Right.
And Jordan Hicks would be the 8th man in this bullpen right now. Like Jordan Hicks.
That's a very generous.
Yeah, like Jordan Hicks might be above Raymond Burgos, like that, or Seth Martinez. That really might be.
I don't
about
think
it,
so.
yeah.
Raymond Burgos has more saves this year than Jordan Hicks did last year.
Probably. Actually, I don't even think that's true. Sadly.
Oh
But
man,
yeah.
now I got to go to baseballreference.com. But yeah, could not pay me to care about Jordan Hicks. Like David Sandlin a lot. I think with a better pitching pipeline, he'd be a monster. But the White Sox, poop factory.
Yeah.
Total poop factory. Would have loved to have him on. Gage Zeal, you know what? If he
Sure.
turns into a high ceiling guy, I'm all about it. I'm all about Gage Zeal.
I mean,
being
he's
good.
in Worcester. You don't know who you might actually see this year if you are getting the likes of Raymond Burgos and Seth Martinez, getting called up. Like, if his number is called, I think the Red Sox would not be hesitant at just about him eating some innings right now if you really need him to, and not having to worry about, the lockout or anything like that.
I also kind of want to point this out, is that if Raymond Burgos gets one more save this year, he will be tied for Jordan Hicks in saves for the Boston Red Sox last year.
I like that, yeah.
2 whole saves from Jordan Hicks that one time. Looks like you're pulling up some comments on the screen. What you got for
we
us?
got one from friend of the show, Jonathan Reed.
Jay Reed.
Yep.
That's
Oh, it's
my
not
boy.
loading for me right now, but there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we were always talking about it. It was a pounding. Yeah.
He says, as soon as I joined, it was a pounding. It was. Did Raymond Burgos get a tops now for his 3-inning save? If not, he should have. That's a great question, Zach.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting that graded PSA 10.
Do you think you could?
Once they have it.
It's probably one of those things that you could buy on eBay from bulk, like a graded PSA 10 of the Raymond Burgos save for like $9 whole.
Yeah, one whole dollar, which you owed me the other day.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You know what? We'll tell chat. I'm
Okay.
embarrassed about it, but I owed Jack $1 whole because Jim Lonborg won a Cy Young.
In 1967.
6-7. But in no other years in his 15 years pitching did he even appear as an all-star or
Yeah.
get any other Cy Young votes. He had
You have
one.
a signed ball from him, so
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm very happy about it. Found it at Savers in a bag of balls.
Yeah.
And they were probably like, oh, some Little League coach signed this. Little League coach, Cy Young winner Jim Lonborg.
Yep. Anyways, Sonny Gray.
Yes, Sonny Gray.
6 shutty.
6
8
shutty.
Ks.
He just,
What?
he gets
Can't
the job
believe there's
done.
people complaining about this in the offseason. Shut up. You're dumb. Brandon Clark has a 4.91 ERA.
Yeah.
Dick Fitz is dead.
Yeah, same thing with those guys, right? I bet with a better pitching pipeline, they could turn out to be demons. Fitz was showing himself pretty good signs. Brandon Clark in the Cardinals pipeline, like, rest in peace, right? Worst punishment, it's St. Louis forever. Second only to Baltimore forever. Rest in peace, Carlos Narvaez. Sonny Gray for $20 million. How is that not the best fucking deal in baseball?
Yeah, no, we didn't give up much. We're paying very reasonable price. I hope he's back for next year. I would love that. I think that's something that you should explore at this point. You wait until the end of the season. You never know.
Right.
I don't think there's necessarily a need to right now, especially with so much uncertainty about next year. But I would be very highly interested in Sonny Gray coming back. Sounds like he would too. So I don't see why not. It would be a short-term deal, probably some money in there, but
yeah,
it's not like you're paying top dollar like you would for like 7 years of Dylan Cease, for example.
No, Dylan Cease is getting 30 something a year.
Yeah,
Sonny Gray got like 20 to 25.
Well, he's still
to
making
35.
he's still making the money from.
No, he's still
making like
good
40
money.
million, but we're only paying half of that.
Right, exactly. And the way his contract was structured, you're not paying the $300 million you did for Dylan Cease. You'd probably shell out. Let's play the game, right? If you give Sonny Gray a deal after this year, I would bet you give him 1 year with a 1 year option, whether team or player, I guess
Sure.
we'll see. Probably at about like maybe 20 million.
He might even be making more than that, but hey, I'm willing to explore that even, especially when you have so much of your rotation locked up. You have Crochet locked up, Ranger, Tolley, Bennett. You have 4 of the guys that you really are counting on. If you can have Sonny Gray as your fifth and then develop or have some depth guys, maybe in Oviedo or Tanner Houck or Cutter Crawford, if any of those guys even actually exist.
Right.
Yeah, like we have seen the combined 2 innings from those 3 guys this whole year.
And we were just having the conversation, right? You can't rely on everything's going to go perfectly for your rotation, right? Put Sonny Gray in there, and then when one of your 5 inevitably goes down for some fucking reason, call up Bayo,
Which is what
Crawford.
has happened many times this year. We have had several guys go down. We have had our ace go down for 90% of the year at this point, it feels like. Sonny, the last time Garrett Crochet pitched for us, Alex Cora was the manager.
Oh, man, someone going to tell him?
It's just about the last time Roman Anthony batted for us, Alex Cora was the manager.
They're going to come back and be like, can't wait to see my buddy Alex. What?
Yeah,
Wait,
literally.
What happened?
Where's Marcelo?
Roman coming back. Where's Marcelo?
Can we talk about real quick? I'm sure it was floating around there, but that whole Reddit post of like Roman and
the
Meyer.
fan fiction.
We forgot to put this in the notes
Oh my
even,
God.
but it was so stupid and so funny. And like both of them shot it down and it was just like, this never happened. This was a Reddit moment.
Right. As he gently caressed his arm.
Yeah.
Marcelo, no. Where could you be?
Yeah.
Jared Carabas too. I mean,
Out of all
You
the things that
listen.
have never happened, that was one of them.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? And when Jared Carabas talks about the Red Sox, you listen, and he was straight up like, I don't know who wrote this fan fiction on Reddit, but maybe Red Sox fans should get off of Reddit. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, maybe you're right. But anyway, also in the Sonny Gray game, Wilyer Abreu homered. Wilyer's getting hot again, which his cold streaks are real cold. His hot streaks are real fucking hot. And if he's about to go on a run, now is the time for him to get hot. Guys are gassing. Guys are getting tired. Wilyer is starting to move back in an offensive direction, and I will take that every day.
Yeah. I mean, we have, the conversation many a times of Zips saying that we're only going to hit 20 homers. And by the way, for some clarification on that, that was just the median. Like, it gave us a way higher percentage chance of actually somebody hitting that 20%.
Sure.
It was just kind of the way things shook out for the actual numbers that like got spit out at the end of the day. They did have a very high probability chance of somebody hitting over 20 homers.
Yeah.
So I don't. I feel like when you are talking about these ranges of statistics for predictions and forecasting, it's not one number,
Yeah.
which I think is the important thing to remember. But anyways, like the fact that you have 2 big, strong Venezuelan boys and they're hitting home runs, and you're finally
3, because Monasterio is also a big, strong
yeah,
Venezuelan boy.
also true. Yeah, Ranger could probably hit a few for you as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen him hit a triple.
Yeah, we
That's
have.
real.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Carlos Narvaez. Also Venezuelan.
Yeah.
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 But Yeah, when you actually have two guys that are probably going to hit you 30 home runs this year, and then you are finally starting to get, some production from center field and left field, about a combined 30 home runs this year or so between those two. Durbin, 12 or 13 probably at this point. And, hopefully you're finally going to get some from catcher, since I think we may have had a combined 6 this year, which is not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, it looks like Sadon has hit 15 home runs.
Yeah, I think Jaren's hit 13 or 14.
Jaren, I would have to double check, but Jaren probably right around there. Abreu has hit over 20 this year, so from your outfield, you've gotten 50 home runs.
Yeah.
16 home runs so far for Jaren Duran. We're going to have 5 people on this team hit 20 home runs by the end of the year.
You hope. Yeah, yeah. I would be happy with 4 even, yeah.
Yeah, but that brings up a really great question, because Willier's getting hot. Duran is getting warm, like he's starting to come back, but he's not there yet. Other than the obvious, I don't know, why do you think Duran has not been optioned to Worcester as of now?
I mean, you don't really have a guy out there in the outfield that you probably wouldn't roll the dice with,
Sure. You wouldn't give it to Eli White yet at this point?
No, Eli White is here to run. I know he had some big hits today, and he'll probably get some platoon time out there against lefties as well. But Eli White is here with September and October in mind. He is 99th percentile in sprint speed. We've seen him even steal a few bases and, play some good plays in the outfield in all 3 positions there. So this is a guy that you are not going to see start a game in October, but will be on your bench. Maybe even more likely to be on your bench than Jaren Duran if you have Roman Anthony back. Yeah. Because right now, if you're starting, let's say you started October today and Roman Anthony's back.
Yes.
You're starting probably Roman Anthony in left. And then for your DH spot, are you going to trust Yoshida or Duran there more?
Yeah, that's an obvious. Yoshida.
And then if you do have a faster guy than Duran on your bench and Eli White, that becomes a lot harder conversation. So who knows what shakes out over the next month and a half.
Right.
But, as of right now, you're going to have to make a hard decision for your roster when it comes for October. You're going to have Trevor Story in the mix. IKF might be in the mix.
Oh, true.
Franklin Arias might be in that mix as well. Andre Monasterio, I mean, he's put himself in this conversation right now. And then, we'll also have the conversation about the 3 catchers right now with Adley coming back.
I was just going to say exactly that, because even though we're nearing our half hour, I think we're kind of...
Yeah, let's talk about the catchers before
we're kind of cooking
there,
right now, because you're going to have to make some roster decisions soon enough, even when you get an extra man in September.
On Monday or Tuesday, you're going to have to make a roster decision.
Yeah, exactly, because you got Adley rehabbing, you got 3 catchers, and we now have a fan favorite, Jake Rogers, raking at Fenway. And you have Wong, who Eli White ran for in the Game of the Year the other night, which we'll probably talk about after our break. Eli White ran for Wong, and then they had to put Jake Rogers in, who was effective immediately.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at Wong, who has played first, who has played second. You're looking at Jake Rogers, who caught for Tarek Skubal, very notably, in a rotation with multiple power lefties. You're going to have Crochet, you're going to have Tolley, and then you also have Bennett and Ranger, who push more 95, 96, but are still power lefties, right? So what do you do with your 3 catcher situation now that Rake Rogers is producing? And same with your outfield situation. Eli White is covering for Wilyer Abreu because Abreu needs days off. And Eli White he's 99 in sprint speed. He's running the bases for other team members already. So you're looking at your outfield and your catching situation, and you're going to have to make some decisions.
Yeah, so obviously Adley's going to be your everyday guy. Hey, believe it or not.
I can't believe they just threw him into the Jake Rogers trade like that.
But, Jake Rogers, I'm not sure, how much I believe in the bat, even though it was good these first few games here. You take the long-term approach at it. He is a guy that has hit 20 home runs before, so there is some power in there.
Jake Rogers has hit 20 home runs?
Yeah, he did 1 year randomly.
Oh, my God.
Very, very fake, but it's okay.
Sure.
Anyways, the defensive metrics aren't even like eye-popping this year, but what you saw, what he did with Tolley the other night, and just being able to frame the ball is so important. But you also have Connor Wong, who has worked with the staff all year, and even Jake Rogers credited for like catching him up with so many guys in the rotation
And fixed
the
Aroldis
bullpen.
Chapman.
And fixed Aroldis Chapman, yeah. So you don't necessarily just want to option him either. So if you DFA Rogers, he's not going to clear. Somebody's going to claim him, and you're not going to get really anything back, and that's fine. But I try to find a way to carry these 3 catchers. And that's going to make a hard conversation about who goes down, because you're not going to send down Monasterio. You can't
Not
send
with the
down
way he's
Eli
hitting.
White, I don't think.
Yep.
So you're probably not going to DFA Jahmai Jones because he's been raking for you, and
been
he's
awesome.
been playing such a pivotal role. So that really comes down to like Nick Sogard or Tony Siegels. And
Both are currently producing.
Siegels is a little less
Yes.
recently.
Yep.
So, but you also at the same time, then you're really running thin in that infield depth, unless if you are going to get Sadon some time there maybe, or maybe you do play Connor Wong in the infield, which he has a little bit, not that much, and he has not within the last few years at least. So I think that would be kind of more of an emergency situation. But
Right.
If you can float this for 20 days, that's all you need to do is float it for 20 days. You don't have many off days in there, so even having a third catcher might not be the worst idea ever, and you are able to play around with your bench a little bit more. I hope we find a way to make this work, because I don't want to see Mickey Gasper back here ever again. Like when rosters expanded in September and you do call up that third catcher, I would so much rather have it be a mix of Adley, Wong, and Rogers than like Adley, one of Rogers and Wong, and then Mickey Gasper there and like a break glass in case of emergency situation. So
Yeah.
do I think it's
sure.
likely? No. I think the most likely thing is Jake Rogers is DFA'd and you lose him, and that sucks, and
Yeah.
you move on with your life. But you just look how this team is right now, and I think you just have to find a way to make it work for a little bit.
I'm with you on that, because Wong has an option, but you're right. I don't know why they would option him.
I would have a very hard time seeing them optioning Wong,
Yep.
just because they want Wong to talk to Adley about all these
Right.
guys on the staff. Like, this is the only guy familiar with it. You bringing in one catcher is hard enough.
Yeah.
To teach your staff. Bringing in 2 new catchers is impossible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a wise idea whatsoever.
No.
Like, I'm fine with, Adley coming in and, having to learn the staff, same with Rogers, but both of them without somebody guiding them is a recipe for disaster.
It is. And major props to Jake Rogers learning the staff on the fly the other night in extra innings against the White Sox in the
Yep.
game of the year.
We'll go to break and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, but the roster situation right now is tricky in the outfield, at catcher, and some places in the infield as well. So it's interesting to see what they do with that. What do you think our commercial is going to be today?
Ooh, once again, did not prepare for this in the slightest.
Well, last week it was car batteries that you throw into the ocean.
yeah.
No, that was 2 weeks. Last week was Vegemite sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, because of Curtis Mead.
Right, yeah.
This one, I am going to go to Asphalt.
Okay, let's...
Ryan's Asphalt, which their fuck-ass
nice.
AI commercial on Nessun that I hate. So Ryan's Asphalt, fuck you, commercial.
Okay, we're back from Ryan's Asphalt commercial. Wow, what a send-off into Ryan's Asphalt, probably. You really don't like AI, do you?
No, it's
Is it
such a
'cause of the
stupid
jobs?
commercial. Yeah, it's everything.
Is it because of the water usage?
Yeah, it's because of the slop. It's because of people being stupid.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
that weird hot dog video someone posted of like his niece eating 2 hot dogs and then her
Oh
mouth
yeah, Mario
exploded?
Lopez.
Yeah,
That was
weird.
He deleted that. He
good.
got cyberbullied. Good.
Good.
Yeah.
I do love when people keep records of deleted tweets, though. That's why we still have BDSM.
Yeah.
Big Dom
Yeah.
Smith moments. What was the other one the Giants did? 3 strikeouts for Key KKK.
Yeah. That one was bad.
Yeah, that was horrible. Horrible. But we're back from commercial. As we promised the audience, we do have to talk about the Red Sox-White Sox game of the fucking year.
Yeah, across MLB. This reminds me of that one Yankees Twins game where they still talk about it, where like not Jordan Hicks, whatever their Hicks was, Aaron Hicks.
There you go.
Caught the ball in extra innings. This was like our version of it, but with a walk-off, because this encapsulated the second half Red Sox as well as you can possibly imagine. And I say second half, and I am including the 9 games before or whatever that we ended up winning heading into the break. But this game should have been over 4 or 5 times. We're down 4-2, like pretty much right off the bat. Ranger didn't have his best start. I think there was an error in there as well. And then bullpen was a little shaky coming out of the gate. Greg and Slayton gave up a few runs in there. But we just kept chipping away. Like we scored 2 runs in the 4th and then 3 runs in the 4th. 2 runs in the 3rd and then 3 runs in the 4th to tie it up. And then, bullpen kept us in it. And then, Willie Abreu tying it in the 9th inning. Down to their last strike, 2 outs. I mean, this team is just truly unbelievable right now.
Yeah, they got that dog in them, right? That was the problem 2 months ago. This team had no fight in them whatsoever.
When this team was down 2 runs earlier on in this season, the game was over.
It's over.
The game was over. Like, there was literal, statistics, like, when they don't score 3 runs, they are dead. Yeah. Like, they are the worst team in baseball. Yeah.
So they fought back so many times. They used every single person they had. Like, they did not have another plan for pitcher. Bayo, coming off of short rest, 3 innings, came in. Did he give you...
Let's not even skip forward to that. Yeah, because we had Eric Miller come in, and then Giovanni Moran, and then, you even had Chapman come in the 10th inning and give up a 2-run homer. Looking a little shaky recently, which we'll get to today's game as well.
Chase Mydroth, by the way, was the 2-run home run.
He's actually a pretty good player.
Yes.
He actually might be the best player that we gave up in that deal.
I think as of now, right? Because Teal's been injured and he's been
Montgomery's been up and down. Probably will end up being better, but
but
don't
Chase
care.
Mydroth,
We have 11 outfielders.
We do.
Yeah,
we do. We also have a ton of shorts. Anyway, Chase Mydroth. He looked good. You know what? Very happy for Chase Mydroth. Again, much happier with Crochet.
Yeah.
Right. But gave up 2-run bomb to Chase Mydroth. 7-9, you're going into the bottom of the 10th.
Yeah. And I did not give up hope at this point either. I mean, of course you do have the Ghost Runner. Yeah, well, that's because you're a big fan.
Yeah.
But anyways, you do have the Ghost Runner, but you still have to score that other run, and your back's up against the wall. White Sox bullpen has been, honestly, bad, but, it happens. The guys that you were facing, in the back end there, pretty good ERAs from what it looks like. And you did have old friend Chris Murphy come in at one point to face Jaron Duran. But yeah, you were knocking on all doors. Really felt like you could have won the game there even. The bases were loaded with 1 out at one point even.
Right.
John Henry's even into it at that point.
Right.
Yeah, Linda's just posting him on the Instagram stories Monasterio popped up, god damn it. Yippee, we're tied again.
I love that he has been in attendance to Fenway more this year, but I love that he was at that game in particular because that's the best game I have watched all year for any team, even though I mostly watch Red Sox. But
no, and I mean, and then not only that, hey, in the 11th inning, again, they took the lead, and then you just immediately tie it up, another chance to win it, and you don't. And then you're really out of arms because you have used literally everybody in the bullpen, and you did already use Brian Bayo for 3 innings the other night for a save. But the fact that he was able to come out, give you anything, even give you a scoreless inning in there with the Ghost Runner, really is unbelievable from what we were talking about him from about around the midpoint this season.
Right.
before this stretch where he got called up and was just the best bullpen pitcher of all time.
Right.
Yeah. So best team win that you're ever going to have. And even if you, for some reason, lost that game, I feel like the vibes still would have been good.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, you won the series, you've won X amount in the row, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that you're able to end a sweep on that and really just show that the AL Central and even the AL West is just bad.
Yeah.
The only good division in the AL is the East. Once again, like, everybody was doubting them at the beginning of the year. And once again, the AL East just shows that you actually might have all 3 wild cards come out of that division this year. So, very embarrassing from everybody else. Come on, clean it up. Clean it up.
Clean it up. Just super embarrassing, but cherry on top for Red Sox fans that we did walk away with that game. And huge kudos to Brian Bayo coming out on short rest. Break glass in case of emergency. Emergency. Brian Bayo, wake up. We need you on the mound. We know you were just on the mound 2 days ago. Granted, it was only 30 pitches.
This is like Yamamoto coming out for Game 7 of the World
Literally.
Series. Like, but except it's like early August.
Right.
Yeah, like this is not like you still have to keep pitching Brian Bayo.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not like you
Was
can just rest
effective.
him for like 3 months and you don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
but Bayo was effective, like, gives you more confidence in him to, like, show up and deliver, which he did in today's Athletics game we'll get to later, and which he has been doing recently. And Chad Tracy even said, like, I didn't have anyone else, like, position player.
Yeah, Bayo would have given us one more inning, apparently, and then it would have been a position player after that.
Who do you think would have been the position player? I have no idea.
Probably Nick Sogard. So you
You
would
think
have
so?
put Jahmai Jones, who is your DH, in the outfield. You would have put Sadon at second, and then you would have had Nick Sogard play first base.
Okay.
Or play pitcher, I should say.
Sure.
I don't even know how it shook out at that point, but it could have been anybody. Literally, I miss when position players tried a little bit. Now it's all just lollipops.
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
all just
It
eephus,
makes me a
jump
little
ball.
sad. And maybe, you know, when it is an actual game and not a blowout, maybe they are trying. Like, maybe, yeah, like, maybe you do get, like, when Jackie Bradley pitched that one time, he was, like, hitting 85.
Yeah.
You know, like, that was fun.
I think he hit 92 at one point, too.
I was like he actually, like, always knew he had a cannon. And I'm not saying, like, put Sadon or Willier out there, but, like,
Right.
maybe actually, like, throw a little hard. Like,
I would be really curious to see what Will you would do on the mound, considering the fucking cannon he has from the
Yeah.
outfield to third base.
like a reverse Rick Ankiel.
Yeah.
Venezuelan reverse Rick Ankiel.
Wow, that is a deep cut for everyone in the audience that knows Rick Hankiel. Incredible game all around. Lots of contributions from the team. People showed up, made a difference. They're going to play that one on Nesson for years.
Yeah. No, that one is an all-time classic. You're going to watch MLB Network in the offseason where they rank their top 50 games, and that's going to be top 10. That's going to be like the number one regular season game. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of really good playoff ones, and I don't think there's any real no-hitters this year either, other than like maybe some fake combined ones. So
Right.
This is the game of the year in baseball so far, and I feel like it really, if you didn't believe in the Red Sox before that game, I don't know how you don't believe in them after.
Believe in Red Sox. That's
Believe
what
in
they
Red
hire us
Sox,
for.
yeah.
Thank you to the Believe Network. Like, comment,
us money.
subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Where else do they put podcasts these days? Castbox?
Yeah.
Google
Smoke
Podcasts.
signals.
Rate us on
Telegrams.
Smoke Signals.
Yeah.
Thank you again to Believe. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I believe in the Red Sox now. We haven't even started with the Athletics series. I mean, we're probably
let's
going
talk
to go
about the
over
Friday
an
game
hour.
and then the other two games. Yeah.
There was a Friday White Sox game?
No, the Athletics game.
So you do want to get into the Athletics
Yeah,
series.
let's get into it. You know, we only have so much time left, so.
We do. I imagine we'll probably go a few minutes over tonight because there's a lot in the Athletics series to talk about. But we were boots on the ground Friday at Fenway Park for the Peyton Tolley game.
Oh, what
How
a
did
fun
that
one.
feel? How
It
did
was
that
so
feel?
hot. It was so sweaty, so sticky. The beers were flowing. We were having a good time with our
Yeah, we
friends at
were.
Bullpen beforehand. We ended up going up to the Truly Terrace, and what a game to be at. Like, this felt like just more of the same. This felt like the first game against the White Sox where you just score 5 runs in like the 3rd or 4th inning, and the game's over, you know?
And a very confusing call-up, like some pitcher we found in the Mexican League, Raymond Burgos, who, a friend of the program, Sox Bart, changed his name to Burgos Enthusiast and posted this great video telling us about him. Peyton Tolley, which is some of the stats...
Yeah, let's talk about Payne here. Yeah.
Some of the stats they throw at us can be kind of slop. But Peyton Tolley is the only pitcher since Roger Clemens, I think they said, to get 14 strikeouts as a rookie?
Maybe in Red Sox.
Is he the only one to get 14 strikeouts in 85 pitches or less?
Could be. That's when you start putting like 5 qualifiers on like a statistic,
Right.
and like you can cherry pick to like the nth degree. But yeah, I mean, just any outing from a rookie where you have 14 strikeouts and 0 walks, by the way, and
Was it 0 walks?
0 walks
Let's
as well in there.
Go.
It just truly masterful. It was mesmerizing to watch in person. Where like we were far out there. It's not like we're watching everything move, but like you're looking at the scoreboard and he's hitting 98, 99.
Yeah.
And those secondary pitches have developed into an ace-like quality.
Yeah.
So
that curveball is nasty.
Yeah. We saw a glimpse into the future ace he's going to be. And he's already really good. But, like, once he's able to kind of hone this consistently and go through some of those growing pains and have the leash off where he's not on these pitch counts and you don't have to worry about innings limits, this guy could be a Cy Young contender.
He's a monster. Yeah.
We're all excited to see Jake Bennett and Connolly Early and all these other guys that have been called up. But this is the best chance that we've had at an ace since John Lester. And I love him so much. The personality works perfectly in Boston. I don't see any reason to see him regressing even. I only see him getting better. So invest in Peyton Tolley while you can.
Yeah, you're buying immediately. You don't care what the price is.
The stock is already pretty high, I'm sure, but like that Topps 1-of-1 card that I have of his slate, that's going to be worth a lot, I think. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Currently, he's holding a 3.20 ERA, a 3.25 FIP, so good that they're comparable. A WHIP of 11.03. So, I mean, Tolley looks good, and this made me feel even better about the way that he's been pitching. And they gave him to Jake Rogers, who called and caught a fantastic game for Tolley.
Yeah, and we were just talking about it before. That's part of the reason, like, he's able to work with so many of these young pitchers that are on the staff right now. And he was Tarek Skubal's personal catcher during one of his Cy Young seasons. So I kind of want to see what that looks like for more than a week. You know, he's given you as much production as anybody else in the catcher position this year, which is not a lot.
Right.
Yeah. So
Shout out Narvaez.
Yeah. Shout out
Sad.
Gasper. Shout out Wong. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've liked what I've seen from Wong, unfortunately more than I've liked from Gasper or Narvaez this year, but Jake Rogers showing up like that and catching a 14 strikeout game for Tolley was just fantastic, and then producing
and then all the offense. Everybody's great again.
Rake Rogers.
Only one home run from Duran.
Started the scoring.
It started the scoring.
14-1 or 14-2?
13-1. Yeah, and then
13-1.
Tolley. He almost like had a no hitter. Like he gave up. He had the home run that he gave up was only reversed from a challenge because it was a called strike 3. So if that wasn't reversed, then you might be talking about a no hitter.
Yeah, and they probably let him ride. Like even at that point, like a lot of guys, you just give a chance to do that.
Raymond Burgos, 0 hits out of the pen.
0 hits. Which, again, the night before for the White Sox game, you threw every single thing you had at winning. So you got exactly what you needed from Tolley
Yeah.
and Burgos.
Yeah. Even if you did have a no-hitter going on, I think the same thing happens.
Yeah.
You're looking at the big picture. You're already up. What was at that point? 11-0. Yeah. So, or 11-1, or it would have been 11-0 if you had the no-hitter. So, like, I think you still go to Raymond Burgos there and just hope for the best.
Sure.
Because a no-hitter, fun, cool. Very dumb when it's a combined one. I don't think many people care. You would rather save your pen than have to have Chapman and Whitlock and everybody else have to pitch in an absolute blowout anyways, for maybe the same result to happen anyways.
Yeah. And Zach in the chat makes a good point. You know, it's a good night when they run out of space for Ks.
Yeah.
They were hanging him on the monster, right? But also eventful day. La Sorsa was released for that one hole out he got for the Red Sox.
Oh, yeah.
And Weissert was optioned so that he could slumber just a little bit with how much you've been using him recently, and he's been good. But Burgos came up and did exactly what you needed Burgos to do.
Yeah, and when Greg Weissart is your last man in the pen, like, that's
good.
fine enough. Like,
Yeah.
I realize, I'm biased for Greg, but I feel like he's getting a lot of hate for somebody that is your literal mop-up man right now. Like,
Right.
Like, he came up on the game against the White Sox, and he gave up a run, and people were pissed. I was like, guys, like, what do you expect out of your reliever when you're losing in the fourth inning? Like, come on. Like, he doesn't need to be perfect or anything like that. And you do have some options potentially coming up. You still have some 40-man spots.
Yeah.
And you're looking just for depth right now where you have Raymond Borges also go 3 innings the next day and completely have his arm fall off, and we'll probably never see him again,
Probably not. And you have Angel Bistardo performing in Worcester right now. He's probably a guy that you're going to see as well. Greg carrying a 3.97 ERA, and considering that's like, oh, your 8th man is a 3.97 ERA, that's pretty good.
As somebody that also watches the Nationals, Greg would be their closer. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. Greg would close for a handful of teams.
He would. Who's the Nationals closer right now?
That's a great question.
Greg Weissert.
I don't think they know.
I don't. Yeah. Well, they're probably falling out of the playoff picture pretty quickly. So I don't think they need to.
That's
but
fine.
Raymond Burgos, a big fan of what he did. 3-inning save guy, so he is almost catching Jordan Hicks's save count from last year. We were at that game. Hot dogs were great. Yep.
Not the one on Saturday.
No, going into Saturday, we played against Gage Jump again.
Yeah.
For what reason? Why did we play against him?
He is good. I think 2 of our losses within this last 30-game stretch have been against him.
Both have been to Gage
Yeah.
Jump. Correct.
So what are you gonna do? Not a lefty throwing 99. You had some guys a little banged up. Everybody's tired during this long game stretch right now. So,
Right.
One of the games of all time when you lose 7-3. I did not think we were gonna win that game.
Though we did,
for the
we
most
loaded
part, yeah.
them in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
And Eli White flew out to center fielder, which happens. Good to get contact in those situations. Is Gage Jump a nobody?
No, he's a top prospect. He's an actual somebody. So
Gotcha.
I don't feel bad about losing to a guy like that.
Yeah.
I think some of his numbers might be inflated, especially from pitching in Sacramento. And I think he had a really bad start in Las Vegas when they were playing outside there, where he gave up like 9 runs. So if you look at the ERA, it is a bit inflated, but this guy's good. He is really good.
He has a 4.46 ERA as of right now, but a 3.51 FIP. So, yeah, would suggest that his team isn't behind him, which surprise. Jake Bennett, that game was also a little off kilter. What was it?
Yeah, hey, there's growing pains,
Yeah.
He went 5 1/3, 4 runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. I think one of those runs that scored was an inherited runner from him, too. So I saw some people complaining about him, and shut up.
Fuck, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Damn, you're right.
Like, yeah, maybe Jake Bennett is not the 3.17 ERA guy that he is right now. Maybe there is some type of regression to the means, and it's fine. He doesn't need to be your number 2 or your number 3 when you already have 4 number 2 or number 3s and a few aces in there as well.
Right.
Like, So as a back end guy, Jake Bennett's going to give you a lot. Has a lot of composure. These starts are going to happen for anybody, whether it's Garrett Crochet
happened to Sonny
or
Gray.
Pedro Martinez. Even probably had some starts like this sprinkled in throughout his seasons. So no reason to complain about him. He's going to be fine. He's working through some things, and there's a reason why we felt so comfortable trading guys like Kyle Harrison and Connolly Early and everybody else, and that's because in terms of our internal evaluations, Jake Bennett beats them. And who am I to argue against that when the Red Sox have seemingly picked like the best pitchers that they could have out of an extremely large crop at the end of the day.
Yeah, and didn't Jake Bennett go 10 games without giving up more than 3 runs?
Yeah, and his last start before this was against the Dodgers, so like that's a good team. Athletics are good offensively, like there's no denying that. It's their pitching that's generally pretty bad. So
right. Other than Gage Jump, who we've hit both times that we played him.
Yeah, and even his start against the Dodgers, 5 2/3. 3 runs before that against also the Athletics, who we just saw last week, 6 1/3, 3 runs. So the fact that you saw this team twice within the span of 2 weeks and they know what they're looking for off of you, it's fine. Well, I am not worried. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this.
I'm not fucking worried about it.
What the fuck?
Jake Bennett's been great. I just don't know what more you could ask for from the guy. He was a little off kilter in his start, and that absolutely happened. So I agree. Shut up. Everyone else just shut up.
Why are you being critical of Jake Bennett when Ranger Suarez had a worse start this week? And that's fine, too. Nobody's critical of Ranger,
Right.
That's also fine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jake Bennett's been excellent. Happens. Wanted the games to happen.
Yeah,
So.
and then today's game sucked. I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, you sent Raymond Burgos back down, who had 2 strong games. You had Seth Martinez come up. Do you know anything about him?
Bad.
Okay, cool. Moving on.
NBC.
You had Brian Bayo pitch today.
Yeah, and hey, he was great out of the pen.
Effective again.
Yeah, and if he didn't have to pitch the other day in that, miracle game, then he probably would have gone deeper. He went 4 innings. How many pitches was it? 51. So, like, he could have given you another 2-3 innings if this was a normal just piggyback start for him. Eric Miller started the game. There was an unearned run in there. And then, the back end is just where it kind of fell apart today, which I'm sure we'll get to. But bats were not really that awake today. So, it is. And this was one of those frustrating losses. But like we were saying in the beginning of the episode, when you look at the big picture, you live.
Yeah, you live, and you had chances at the end. It happens. You know what I mean? Like, one pitch is going to make a difference. We ended up losing that game today, and we're still in a wild card spot. So, like, I couldn't really be bothered. Would have been nice to win 10 series in a row, but, who am I to complain? We have a playoff team.
Yeah.
Oh, no, too much butter on my lobster. Waiter, why is my steak so juicy? This is unbelievable. But Brian Bayo was really good for us. Today, Adley Rutschman also started his rehab in Worcester. 5 innings? He had 2 extra base hits, gunned a guy down at second base. So Rutschman already starting to look good. You lose today's game, fine. I'll live. They booed Wilson Contreras.
That was so stupid.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, I know that he wasn't hustling down the line, but he was sick the last few days before that. People forget he was not able to play in that miracle game that we had as well. So I think one of the fakest things is the guy that hustles when there's not a chance at all. Like,
sure.
I'm sorry. This is a marathon. You are sick. You have contributed so much. You've played first and given this team so much. If you have an automatic ground out to third, I'm not expecting you as Wilson Contreras to like hustle that out. Jaron, Durbin, Siegler, guys like that. Sure.
Yeah.
You should be
Take
running.
off.
You never know what might happen, but like, I'm not upset that Wilson Contreras did not bust it out of the box when he's dealing with so much stuff, and it would have been the same result anyways. Wilson Contreras is not beating out that ball. I'm
Sure.
sorry. Like, why are we complaining when there's an obvious more guy to complain about. But, I'm bigger than that.
Why? What happened?
Yeah, I'm bigger than that. Yeah.
Do you think they booed Wilson because he likes it? The way they booed him at the home run derby?
I don't know. It just seemed...
It seemed in bad taste. You know, like maybe because he liked it, but I don't know. It seems like people were booing him because they didn't like how he was running after shitting for 3 days.
Yeah, I know. It was stupid. We should be ashamed. Like, we should be better than Yankees fans, and we're not right now.
We should. We do still have Mustard to talk about, but I think there are 3 things I want to touch on before we get to Mustard. First is the absolutely fake media bullshit of Devers and Meyer reuniting in
Devers had no idea who Marcelo Meyer was.
Yeah, that actually wasn't a look of welcoming. It was surprise. Devers was like, "Who is this man?"
Oh, we traded for you?
Yeah.
Oh, we were teammates before?
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
He was speaking Spanish to Marcelo, and Marcelo did not understand.
And Marcelo was nodding his head to the camera. Yeah. Right. Absolutely fake ass bullshit. We got an OB extension.
Yep.
Over the weekend. How do you feel about an OB extension?
I still want Monaco.
I love me some Monaco.
Yeah.
You would have preferred
The OB's
Monaco.
better this year, especially with the team doing better.
Mm-hmm.
Monaco's the better choice.
I like Monaco a lot. He was running the game yesterday with Fleming on the radio, and they're a really great pair. I think you got to find somewhere for Monaco. Maybe Monaco and OB do more things. But OB also got more time off in his contract extension, so maybe you fit Monaco in there.
Monaco's, somebody's going to hire him as their full-time play-by-play guy. So maybe one day, but it will not be until 2029.
Yeah, I am happy with the OB extension. I'm excited to see what he does. Hopefully he just keeps himself alive, keeps everything exciting. Oh, hey Bart in the chat says, "Hey guys,
Bart, give us money."
Bart,
apparently you can give us money.
We told people that you were Raymond Burgos.
I put a comment in the thing. I don't think you can give us money.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Their StreamYard comment is in the chat. Go like, comment, subscribe, touch it. And then before we do our mustard and close out our episode, we're facing the BJs and the Pirates this coming week.
Yep, I will be in Pittsburgh for 2 of those games.
I'm so excited for you. Is this your first time at PNC?
PNC, yeah. First time there. Going with some Twitter friends.
Hi,
I'm
Twitter.
sure we'll post plenty of content, so very excited about that.
Bart has $0. He says I have $0.
I know that's a lie.
Yeah, Bart, you should give us money. That would be awesome. Yeah. Well, have so much fun in Pittsburgh when you go. I'm psyched to see the pictures, psyched to hear about the games. I hope you win a bunch. Blue Jays series should hopefully just be a fucking wash, and we stop giving up games to bad teams. What do you say we do a little mustard?
Yeah, I think it's about mustard time.
You know what? Let me press the button. Oh, it's right here.
A little extra mustard.
Oh, little extra mustard. So, a lot of mustard this week.
Yeah, a lot of
Very
mustard.
competitive team. I don't know.
I got my pick.
Why don't you go first?
I wanted to give it to Brian Bayo for coming out of the pen for that miracle game, but I'm gonna give it to Raymond Burgos for. I'm gonna give it to Raymond Burgos for
the one save club.
for not that game.
Sorry, go
for
ahead.
the 3 innings he pitched on Saturday's game, saving the bullpen, having them be ready for today, just for them to blow it again, anyways. But Raymond Burgos. You'd never see back-to-back 3-inning outings out of the bullpen from somebody. He sacrificed himself. We will probably never see him again. So, Raymond Burgos, for your sacrifice, you are getting some mustard.
He's going to sacrifice himself. You know what?
Yeah, we got Bart in the chat saying, let's effing go. You're allowed to curse here. We can say whatever the hell we want.
Yeah. Jizz.
Like big fat load of cum.
Yeah, that's probably what Adley Rutschman was saying when he was winning in Worcester today.
Raymond Burgos, who was yelling at a painting inside of a museum for 47 minutes saying that's not how it happened before they asked him to leave.
And that had to be true because he was not drafted by the Cleveland
He was
Indians.
not drafted by the Cleveland Guardians. He was drafted by the
Sorry, you're
Cleveland
right.
Indians.
By the Cleveland Indians.
That second one happened.
Which we say that because that was what the name was in history. We are not saying it to be racist. We don't like racism. Just want to make that very clear. I'm gonna go with a very obvious mustard take this week. Peyton Tolley's 14 Ks in a game. It's just, I'm sorry, it's too obvious and too easy. And the fact he did it in 85 pitches is just...
Yeah, he would have gone out for another inning if the leash was off.
Right. They probably had to have guys hold him back. Like, Tolley, you can't go back out there. He's like, no, I got to. He's foaming at the mouth and everyone's keeping him from doing it. I do want to give an honorable mention to Rake Rogers, who has had just a phenomenal debut with this team so far. But Peyton Tolley goes out, 14 Ks, no walks. You give up one long ball and it happens. Fires the team up. Excellent mustache. Peyton Tolley gave it a little extra mustard.
Yay.
Anything else you got for us this week?
Yeah, we will be back tomorrow for a special episode, non-baseball episode with our friends on Pod on Lansdowne.
Mm-hmm.
I will be picking my Premier League team with those guys. So
Premier League, that's soccer.
a little bit of footy, yeah.
What the fuck? You're going to pick a soccer team?
I know. So
What am I? Just some pee-pee poo-poo?
not Liverpool, not Arsenal. I already told them that they cannot pick their own teams. So I think it should be fun, and I will abide by the results of this, and we'll go over everything tomorrow. But I will cheer and I will watch this team to the best of my ability for this year and go from there.
I think you should pick AC Milan.
Maybe.
I think you should pick Leeds.
Okay.
Or
Maybe.
AC Milan.
I don't know shit about
Nottingham
fuck.
Forest? Maybe I don't know shit about fuck. Hold on, wait. I hate that these are on two separate pages, by the way.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the button for you. Well, have a great time. Well, you're having him here, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm having the mirror. Yeah,
check
this
us
is a
out
home game
tomorrow
for
night.
us. Yeah.
Home game, love that. Guests from Pod on Lansdowne coming over, help you pick your soccer team. I will be watching unless I'm doing something way more important, like not watching.
Like anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would want to watch this?
Yeah, I'll be at the store buying my butt plug.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. Well, if nothing else.
Okay.
I love you. No, I love you. Okay, I love